This is Eric Branner from Fonz. I just got off the phone with a music teacher from Cincinnati, Ohio, looking to build their studio. They have about 5 students right now. They're very passionate about teaching. Their concerns are there's lots of music schools in the area. There's lots of competition. So I've been making business cards, working on a website. I grew up here. There's so many things that we can garner from this little tidbit of knowledge about how to grow your studio. And what I encouraged her was to think about long-tail marketing, right? Which is if you're going to plop yourself into a community and establish yourself and make a living as an independent music teacher or a tutor or a personal trainer, any of these things where you're adding impact and contributing to your community, it's long tail. And what long tail marketing to me means is being awesome to the clients that you have and diligently working to contribute to your community. And I'll give you a couple ideas about what I mean about that. So it's in order to create trust and have your name be the name that comes up when people think about looking for a piano teacher or looking for a personal trainer, right? So a couple things that I think are really important about this. One is, I mean this, is be awesome. And an anecdote I like to share is that I've been teaching in Seattle a long time, about 20 years, and I have a waiting list and a really great active clientele of students, and it's my favorite thing to do is to teach. And I can literally draw a map of almost all my students back to 1 or 2 families that I started teaching about 20 years ago that were very connected, that I really loved. One day I showed up for a lesson and I pulled a gigantic splinter out of this kid's foot, and something about they were on their way to the ER. He had a splinter in his foot. I pulled that thing out, and I don't know, the next thing you know, I was teaching half of that neighborhood. And yeah, I just remembered the splinter thing, but it's true. And this is the idea of long tail marketing. It's not like, oh, sign up now and get this deal. We don't want to attract those type of customers. The big idea is we're making an impact on our community. So what can we do? One, and the most important thing you can do, is charge more than your competitors, which I know is a hard thing to think about. I'm going to make and talk about this in another video, but if you're going to establish yourself, you must find clients that are awesome, that can afford to pay you what you're worth, and you often, these kind of clients can only differentiate your services by your cost because they're not artists or they're not academics, and so they will choose the provider based on what they're charging. And so you want to price yourself competitively above your market. Sounds crazy. I'll tell you another story about that another time. That's another conversation, but ask me. I promise it's true. 2 is you ask your community if they can help you. If you know people, send out an email with your, that you're offering some new spots this time. You might want to also consider grandfathering in your current clients, right? Raise your rates just for your new clients. It's a great way to go. So this idea, long tail marketing, we're gonna raise our rates. We're going to really focus on our community, right? And we're gonna start to see things really ramp up because of that. So anyway, I hope this is helpful, and I hope that this encourages you to build your studio organically. Long tail marketing. What other things should you do for long tail marketing? Well, I go to every one of my students' recitals. I show up. I hold public events. Every time I go to one of my students' talent shows or recitals, I end up getting a couple new phone calls, which is great. I host annual or semi-annual events. I host my big guitar barbecue. They're welcome to bring a friend. Many of these ideas are outlined in David Cutler's awesome book, Savvy Music Teacher, which is just essentially being really awesome, creating a wonderful community through what you do. So, long tail marketing. I'd love to hear your ideas on what you do for long tail marketing and what that means to you. But I think it's the most effective way. I think it's more important than just having a flashy website or handing out business cards. It's word of mouth. It's having people say, oh, I have to study with this person. It's creating relationships in your community. And all of the providers we work with that are crushing it throughout the nation and the world, they all use this, right? They've been around a while. They've been patient. They've been caring. They put their clients first. One more thought about this is that yes, you're going to raise your prices to be competitive because it's going to attract clients. That does not mean that you have to leave other clients out, right? What that means is when a single mom shows up at your studio and wants to take lessons, and they say, I can't afford this, then you work with them because you're charging a rate that allows you to have a compassionate, empathetic business model that works to where you're feeding yourself, you're supporting your family, whatever you need to do, and you're able to optimally contribute to your community. So anyway, I wanted to make this quick. LongTail Marketing. I hope it's helpful. I hope you have a great day. Take care.